Hey, what's up everyone? Cadet 50118 here, playing some Blue Blaze chronophatasm. So this is my first time playing the game. So it's got to get through a couple different questions, I guess. It's asking if I wanted replay data and asking me if I wanted to save the game. I guess it said it took like 2 megabytes to do that. Right now it's saying creating replay data. ArcSys Games, Arc System Works. I don't know like any of these characters. So looks pretty cool so far. It's a Neko. Is that a fox? Blue Blaze chronophatasm. Phantasma? Chrono means time, right? And phasma, I want to say it means fantasy, so time fantasy. Blue Blaze, Hello world, I just got a trophy just by turning on the game. That's awesome. Hello world. So there's practice, story, arcade, network, replay theater and gallery mode, and then options. Just gonna jump right into the story. Project BB Team Arc System Works. Original story by Toshi Michi. I didn't get his last name.
How's it coming along, Imperator?
Not bad. This is a good vessel, Relius Clover.
It may be a while before it's stable. If you sense that anything is amiss, I want you to say so right away.
I shall keep that in mind. By the way, Relius, what's going on with his casket?
Phantom is taking care of the core. Control will be handed over at number 13.
I see. To think that unpleasant giant would turn out to be so useful. Quite an amusing twist of fate.
thought I'd hear you utter that word.
I don't know if this is a
Strange, do you?
connection to an older game or...
You've piqued my curiosity.
Oh, I have? You amuse me.
Is that so? I never grow tired of you, Imperator. Looks like it's about time.
Well done. You may go.
I'll take my leave then.
Never was the friendliest.
Well, well. So this is where you were hiding. I've been looking for you.
Tell me, what do you want?
What do I want? I have news to report. May I trouble you for a moment?
Speak.
Once 3 more areas are secured, the barrier over Ikaruga will be complete. I've left the release of the cauldron in Relius's hands. I'm certain there will be no problems leaving it in the Colonel's hands. The 13th Prime Field device, the Sword of Izanami, is progressing smoothly on my end. As for the casket, I believe it was Phantom, wasn't it?
I see. What about Izayoi?
Oh, Tsubaki Yayoi, the Major. Yes, I expect she's not met with any obstacles and her status remains unchanged. Also, with regard to Takamagahara, I'm counting on you.
I am aware. By the way, Terami, that armor, do you think it is wise to leave things as they are?
Good old Hakuman, the Susanoo unit. He's becoming one vexing little knight, that one. High time someone knocks him off the board, don't you think?
Maybe you are taking this too lightly? This is not a game.
Haha.
Please, please, I'm not playing any games. I'm taking all this quite seriously. So like what? You think I'm just goofing off? That doesn't make me want to give this my all, which I totally am, by the way. Why do you doubt me?
Stop your nonsense.
Oh, I almost forgot. There's something I'd like to ask you, Imperator.
What is it?
Why did you let Ragnar the Blood Edge escape before?
Do not take that tone with me, Terami. We are not peers.
We should have been finished with Ragnar the Blood Edge by then. You could have easily ended it. Why didn't you?
Is that not your responsibility? How crude of you to attempt to shift the blame onto me.
Was it not mixed enough? Or did it get mixed too much?
I hope you realize I can put an end to your existence without much effort.
Well, I'll let you have this as your little sideshow. With Ragnar still alive, I'm sure we can find ways in which he can prove useful. Where are you on
Phew, excuse me.
There she goes.
So they actually mentioned quite a lot in here.
Back memories.
They mentioned something about a sword and armor, some guy being dead called the Phantom, and you can see sort of tension between the characters. But they were kind of referencing events that seemed like they already happened.
Restriction 666 released. Dimensional interference field deployed. Code SOM. Blaze blue. Activate.
So he's doing something that he's not supposed to, I guess.
That's what I'm talking about. Now I'm starting to have some fun. The master Amateros. What kind of awesome nightmares will you show this time?
It's the Joker.
Now, the day of reckoning can begin.
So I guess you like powered up some type of evil or something. Okay, so welcome to the world of blublaze. Regarding stylish type, in blublaze we've created a stylish type, which is a beginner-friendly button layout that allows players to easily create flashy combos. Would you like to use stylish type for story mode? Sure, why not? So I think what I just saw was the prologue. There's extra story. And there's episode 1, the 6th. Then there's chapter 1, episode 1, unexpected encounters. Then there's SS episode 1, wrong place, wrong time. I think I'll try this one, the SH episode 1 to 6. Door opened automatically as she walked up. Behind the door lies a round hall. Under a high dome-shaped ceiling stands a structure that looks like a casket supported by a beam coming from the wall. The stone floor was polished to look like a point of perfection. The mosaic tiles were spiraling outward in the shape of a flame. Aside from that, there was nothing worthy of special mention in the room. The only other thing in the room was a tall, lengthy man standing with his arms dangling at the sides of his body.
I didn't think you were going to reveal yourself. It's been a long time. I have plenty of things to ask you, Yuki Terumi.
Golden-haired girl.
What is going on here? Finally decided to show your true colors. Oh, that's fine by me.
And that was a sorcerer.
What a great thing. Ouroboros, drag that bitch in.
That's supposed to be the tall man.
What? The sensation. The boundary.
That was the golden-haired girl. That was the sorcerer. Golden-haired girl.
As a reward for your help, be sure you will be a friend.
How dare you?
How about you two talk
So he said, how about you two talk it over on the other side of the boundary, huh? Ha ha ha.
Terumi!
So this is Juby?
You're still alive, you damn feline? Well then, I guess I'll send you two levers off. Oh, right. 9 might not like that too much. Wouldn't want her to get jealous on the other side of the boundary now. You pathetic scum!
So the way they're almost implying this location, it almost seems like a purgatory or something is where they're sending these people.
Aw, thank you. That's the best compliment I've heard.
Grimalkin, heed him not. Just do it.
Hakumen?
But if I get but a single hand on his body, I will be able to carry him into the depths of hell.
Carry him? What are you thinking? Hey, what are you muttering about? Excluding me isn't allowed, you know. You can exclude me plenty when you're dead.
So they're not dead yet?
Shit! Do it, Grimalkin. You have a family to think of. Or do you intend to let your daughter die as well?
Forgive me. My right eye. I command you to open. Huh? Wait a sec. No one told me about this.
It would seem we're going to be the two eloping together, Teremi.
Oh, God! There's no way. Let me go. Get the hell off of me.
Grimalkin, seal the cauldron.
Forgive me, Huckerman.
So we got like a Catman and then like a Ninja Cyborg.
I'll be back. I promise you, I will find you again. Excuse me, Madam Rachel.
A red moonlight shined down on the Alucard Manor that night. Isolated from the outer world, the gardens can be seen through the window where blossoming with roses. In that room slept soundly a little girl. There she lay in an extravagant bed wearing a black dress. It was connected with every part of the world, yet visible from none. A master of this manor, Rachel Alucard, slept in order to regain the power which she has lost.
She dozes as though 'twas any other night.
So this guy's name is Valkenhayn. Looks into Rachel's closed, quivering eyelids, watching her and protecting her. Can this voice not reach her ears? The ageless vampire girl continues her slumber.
Though this castle remains innocent of your presence, I, Valkenhayn, will stand sentry over your peaceful rest. And I promise you, nothing shall happen to this castle on my watch. Roses in the garden grow beautifully. Please, rest peacefully.
The Dark War. Only a few years have passed since the war. Humanity defeated the Black Beast at great sacrifice. A church has been built on the land that served as a battlefield during the war. There a sister lived all alone. It was rare for this remote church to have a visitor, yet there he stood. In order to deliver the truth about this to the sister who lived in solitude.
No, it can't be. My sister.
Trinity too. Even Huckman.
So there stood a cat beastskin with 2 blades on his back, wounds all over his body. He fought valiantly during the Dark War, earning himself and his comrades the title of 6 heroes. He was one of them. Jubei. But now he's on the run from the organization that controls the world and is secretly searching for him. The Novus Orbis Librarium.
Everyone died.
Why? How? Wait, you need treatment. Don't talk. We'll have time after.
The sister, her breath quivering, pulls Jubei into a chair as he refuses to be treated properly. "We must talk first," he said, but Sister kneeled before him and placed her hands gently upon his...
Stay still.
Her hands emitted a faint glow, glowing slowly. The wounds all over Jubei's body began to melt away. Healing magic. Like her sister by blood, Nine was one of those of the 6 heroes. The sister was a sorcerer of the Magister city Ishana. Ishana? Yet unlike Nine, gifted with universal magical talent, the only magic she could use was this healing magic.
Sorry.
It's okay. This is about the only way I can contribute. In fact, I'm glad you even let me do it.
I'm not just talking about the healing.
Jubei shook his head and stared at his wounds as they healed.
Nine, Trinity, and now Hakumen. All were lost by the hands of Terami.
Huh? Mr. Terumi? But I thought he defeated the Black Beast with you guys.
You're wrong. He was dangerous and sealed away in the Alucard Manor. But Nine insisted that we needed his power to defeat the beast. She broke the seal and bound him with her own magic. He escaped and betrayed us. After he was done with Nine and Trinity, he came after Hakumen and myself. The 2 of us combined were no match for him. Hakumen sacrificed himself to pull Terumi down into the cauldron.
But that's...
Sorry, I couldn't do anything. Yet again. Just like the time we lost Blood Edge. I couldn't save anyone. I couldn't protect anyone. And I walk home alone. A coward.
That's not true, Jubei.
When he realized the healing magic was all done and over, the sister had placed her hands upon his, tightly squeezing them.
Back then and even now, you came back home. To me, that takes true strength. And the fact that you're still here means not all is lost,
Hand holding.
right?
It's so lewd.
The 6 heroes still exist. Not everything has been taken away. The battle has not yet been lost.
You really are strong.
I'm the younger sister of the great Sage 9, after all. And I'm your sister-in-law too, remember? I'm not alone.
Yeah, you're right. There is still much that I don't understand. Much that needs to be done.
Jubei gently removed the sister's hand from his. Not because he was rejecting her, but to muster enough strength of his own.
I'm going to investigate the death of Nine and Trinity to start. There's a lot of pieces that just don't add up. And then I will finish Nine's work. All of the phenomena weapons must be found, their cores released, and the artifacts sealed away.
What are you going to do about Kokinoe?
My daughter, she's under the protection of the Librarium's intelligence department right now. When I say protection, I mean they probably have eyes on her 24/7. But I'd say that life is still much safer than being dragged around by a wanted fugitive. It seems they treat her like a normal kid in public, so...
Are you really if she wants.
No, I don't want her stuck in the shadow of her parents and their mistakes. She might have a hard time with her blood, but I want her to have a life. She should get to play and go to school with other kids. You probably think I'm a deadbeat, but...
No, you're not. No matter how far apart, you'll always be her father.
Thanks.
Can I do anything to help you out?
Yeah. I want you to protect this place. Before Hakumen dragged Terumi into the boundary, he swore he'd be back. Normally, falling in there would be the end of you. But I'm not gonna underestimate Terumi again. If he does, can't let him take advantage of the remains of the Black Beast here.
Okay. It's a little painful, but I promise I'll protect these grounds.
Thanks, kid.
So, if you're ever tired, please feel free to stop by anytime. I'll have a warm meal and a bed ready for you, and I'll heal your wounds whenever you want. Please, don't push yourself too hard, okay?
Don't worry so much. I'll be back.
Why don't you relax a little? I can make some warm tea.
No, please, let me go. If I get too comfortable here, I may never stand up again.
Okay. Well then, take care of yourself.
I will. And I'm counting on you.
I see. So you couldn't find them.
Oh, Rachel, the lady of the castle, has awoken from decades of long slumber. Jubei sits facing her in the castle's prior.
This is all I was able to retrieve.
Saying that, Jubei places a single staff on the table between them. There was a bell-like decoration on top of the staff that carved gently at either direction.
Ama Rebuare. Mochorin.
The Novus Orbis Librarium had hidden this away.
They have not died, you know. Only fallen into the boundary.
That's worse. That's losing everything you ever were, and everything you ever could be.
A few years later, Jubei meets a boy while traveling around the world. In the lab known to a few, there was a boy with golden hair and a single jade green eye. A few days after that, Jubei returns to the church once more, covered in with Jubei was the single jade eye boy, his younger brother, and their younger sister. He was pulling them in the sister's custody. A long time passed. A long time. Another trophy to be continued. Wow, I got a whole bunch of money already. Oh wait, no, that's the time of year.
The Ikaruga Civil War was fought here.
Hakumen, one of the 6 heroes, stood on the dry, brittle ground. A chilling wind blew past. Yet humanity and stretch meant nothing to the man in the white mask. Been a long 10 years ago when the Karagu declared independence from the Novus Orbis Rebellion. But after that, civil unrest was caused its downfall. The Novus Orbis Librarium has taken it into their domain once more. Looking over the sanctuary, Hakumen honed his senses.
A barrier.
In here, Karagu, where several hierarchical societies were gathered. There was an invisible veil that shrouded it all. Most of them inside the barrier will live their lives never knowing of its existence. But those who could see, it was clear there was something separating the inside from the outside. What he saw provoked a memory within him.
It's like Ishana all over again.
During the war against Black Beast, the Dark War, there was a single city that stood at the front lines of the battle, a city of mages. The magical city of Ashana, independent from governing of the world and built upon an island. The town was shrouded in a barrier by the hands of the magic guild that governed their island. The purpose of the barrier was not only to keep evildoers out of their city, but also protect themselves against growing amount of seether and seether that engulfed the world. Then what purpose did a Kagra's barrier fulfill?
No matter the case, there is something very bizarre. The air feels strained and tense.
He could sense the presence of too many men with power. Many of them gathered in this land, as though enhanced by some mysterious power, sucked into its belly. Something almost ominous about it. Or is it destiny? At the end of this predetermined destiny, he will stand. Yuki Turumi. And one more.
I don't know what his plans are for these people, but I will end it here.
With the Nadachi on his back and determination quenched in his fist, Hakumen began to approach the city alone. Filled with the yearning to end the burden of the Yuki Terumi. Though a few years have passed since the Kagra Civil War, the effects of the war had on the region were apparent. The fifth hierarchical city, which housed a secret underground laboratory, has yet to regain its its function as a city since a massive explosion. Furthermore, the fifth hierarchical city, Ibukido, had already suffered heavy damage during the Civil War prior to the lab explosion. Occupation has taken its toll, and though it is now under the care of the Librarium, reconstruction is a distant dream. Other than that, reconstruction efforts, this is a city you might find anywhere else in the world. Just a moment remained to remind the people of the horrors of war.
A black pillar.
From the center of Kagra stood a black pillar that shot straight to the heavens, which appeared strange from the outskirts of the city, looked even stranger still when approached and looked upon from up close. It was neither a tower nor some sort of contraption or device that appeared to serve a purpose. It was simply a black pillar.
This could not be the result of the Civil War. Is this your doing too, Terumi?
The ominous pillar was most likely not created by human hands. He imagined who might be pulling their strings from behind the curtain and he couldn't help but feel a strange flame ignite deep within him. Was it anger, resentment, or perhaps maybe it may have been not been an emotion at all, but simply a murderous aura. No matter what it was, he had no time to stand idly by. He diverted his attention away from the pillar and began walking once more. But before him stood a figure. There was a blockade. There was, as if to blockade his path.
I thought you might eventually show yourself if I waited here, Lord Hakumen.
Falkenhayn.
I thought I'd made it clear before, but you cannot simply roam the countryside in a murderous rage.
I have no intention of being part of the Harlequin's antics. If you desire a conversational partner, seek elsewhere.
Single-minded to the last. Even if you find Terami, you will not even scratch him if you take him head-on.
What do you know?
Even then, the situation is not that simple. The Imperator has seized the Takamagahara system and can intervene upon events as she pleases. It is not yet powerful enough to create a 100-year loop, but even I was not immune to its effects. You may be able to resist the effects with your power, but what about your allies? Environmental alterations are much too easy. You will need assistance.
So, you would suggest I become the Harlequin's lapdog instead?
Madam Rachel has a plan to put an end to Terami. But in order for it to work, we will need your blade. I hope that you might come with me. My master summons you.
I refuse.
What?
I did not return to become one of the Harlequin's chess pieces. Moreover, there's another obstacle in our way before we may bring him down.
Hakumen, you don't mean to face that. Surely you realize that that may be her.
Then that is all the more reason I must go. I cannot let him keep a spirit from the past in this world when she doesn't belong. She could pose more of a threat to this world than Terumi himself.
Do you mean to kill her?
Of course. It is only logical for one from the past to settle this matter.
Lord Hakumen, is that really?
Tell your master, Falkenhayn, that if she wishes to speak to me, then she should come herself. My blade does not belong to the vampire.
Lord Hakumen.
Hakumen, having no more words for him, walked straight into Falkenhayn, pushing him aside. This move left Falkenhayn befuddled. He couldn't impede Hakumen, nor could he return. He simply let Hakumen leave. Why could he not do anything? Nor why did... why did he do nothing? The reason was obvious. Even Hakumen himself...
Phantom. A ghost from the past.
So a phantom, I guess, is supposed to be a ghost? So this is something about a time ghost? He could not help but wonder what had happened to her, or how she met her end. Not that he wanted to do anything about it, but he simply wanted to know.
It would seem you failed to convince the hero.
Madam Rachel, my deepest apologies.
I could have done no better. For now, I have need of your services at the castle.
We would let him walk away?
He wants his peace. Leave him. We can conjecture his movements and activities. For now, I have pressing labors for you to bear.
Pressing? Did something happen happened to Miss Platinum?
She's awakened.
Well, this is felicitous.
Unfortunately, her awakening has proven riotous, screaming and kicking the likes of which have not been seen in the castle in ages. Her Highness thinks the truth. My poor wings and tail yanked on and pulled. I'm at the end of my rope.
That's supposed to be G?
Even I am at my wit's end. The child just won't listen to a word we say.
And that's Nago.
Ah, I comprehend. I shall return to the castle post-haste.
I thought this was just gonna be a fighting game. I don't know why there's so much story.
Ah, that must be.
She was beyond our ability to tolerate, so I incarcerated her within the guest room and sealed the door with a spell.
You must have been really put upon. Well then, perhaps I should go greet my old friend.
Show yourself, you little bloodsucker! You can't get away with locking Luna away in a stupid place like this!
Luna, give up already. That person got mad because you're causing such a ruckus in the first place.
Wait,
I
that's
think she'll let us out
Cena?
quicker if we calm down a bit.
Shut up! How dare she make
And
fun
that's
of Luna?
Luna.
I'll make that
So
show
she
any
must have like
pay.
a split personality between
Shorty,
Lena and
I think we're
Cena.
smaller.
Open up! Huh?
Okay, so I got two options here. Wait and see what happens or escape the moment the door opens. I think I'm gonna go with that.
This is bad, Senna. Really bad.
What's the matter, Luna?
What's the matter, me? This is real bad.
Come on, Luna. You're always exaggerating these things. It's probably another scam or something, right?
No, check this out. I picked it up after I realized I stepped on it.
Only you could make a piece of paper on the street sound so epic.
Don't worry about how I got it. What really matters is what's written on the inside. It's the deed of ownership to Ikaruga's celebrity condominiums.
Woohoo!
Condominiums? Ownership?
That's right. Right on. Now we're gonna live like the celebs. It's time to start enjoying the finer things in life. Come on, let's go.
Go? But go where?
Duh, our new condo, of course. Whoa, it's the real celeb condos in Ikaruga. Man, they look so awesome. I bet you anything Lord Jubei would love it here too.
Master Jubei? Why Master Jubei?
Because he's gonna be living here, obviously. Lord Jubei's lived the wanderer's life all these years, so I think it's about time you settle down, you know?
I never would have expected you to, well, think that far ahead.
Luna's growing too, you know? Alright, time for a hostile takeover.
Huh?
Gonna kick everyone who lives here out, for starters. We don't need others living in Luna and Lord Jubei's house, right? So we're gonna have to vacate the premises immediately.
I think that's really sudden, don't you?
Leave it all to Luna. I've got a really good feeling about this.
A good feeling?
I'm talking about the Muchorin. Once in a million years, in stories of legend, it is said that this staff can materialize into this world.
That's quite an aura, Luna. Okay, I understand. What you're saying and what you're trying to do make absolutely no sense. Well, I kind of want to see this miracle with my own eyes, too.
All right, then get ready for it. Muchorin!
So Luna twists the Matronin over and over and calls out. That moment the Matronin begins to grow with a binding light, and then Luna's body is engulfed. The light turned into a large sphere and then exploded into numerous particles. From within emerged a gentle-looking lady with glasses.
Ellen, I shall not be far behind. Bad guys kill over with just one look. Magical girl Trinity Glassville will ding-dong ditch your heart. Who the heck are you? I suppose this will be our first time meeting. I'm Trinity Glassville, materialized by the power of Muchorin. I'm what one would call a magical girl. A magical girl? Does that mean Luna's changed too? Why, yes. I've made you into my familiar. Familiar? Why the heck is Luna the familiar? That means I'm like your slave or something. No matter how you think about this, Luna's supposed to be the magical girl, right? Right? I don't know how to answer that.
I think this is fine.
Senna?
Well, Miss Trinity sounds like a really nice person. And magical girls are supposed to travel the world helping people, right? Her speech was just so convincing. And even though she slipped a ding-dong ditch in there, which I think is illegal, it didn't seem like a crime at all. You would probably use your